Hi everyone, this is my first video of 2014, except for the one that I posted just before, which was on my profile but actually of my fiance, about his views about being in a relationship with someone with AS, so check that out, links in the description. So, the Undateables Series 3 has just started. It started last night. I was so excited to watch it. I'd known about it for absolutely months that they were doing a Series 3, and I was absolutely so excited, and I actually could not wait for it to start. I had like Channel 4 on and watching it, and I was like, oh, I can't wait. So this time, for doing my review video, I've wrote notes, as you can tell, quite a lot. I don't normally write notes. I've never actually written notes when I've been doing a review video, but there's so much that I wanted to say on this one that I was like, I have to write it down. So hopefully I won't get lost, except it looks a bit muddled, so I hope that it all comes out in the right order, which it probably won't, but oh well. I'm going to start with Daniel, as he was the first person that we saw in this series. Oh, Daniel. He was 25, and he seemed so cool, so chatty, so bubbly, so fun. I absolutely loved watching him. He made me smile throughout the whole episode. I was like, he seemed such a nice guy. But the only difficulty that he had was like talking, and that must be so frustrating, because when you're on a date, it's hard to talk anyway and know what to say, so I could only imagine how he felt. His mum though seemed like so supportive and took him out on that practice date, which I just giggled through because it was so sweet. And when they were saying, but you've got to ask questions to your date, and I was like, it's so hard not to talk about yourself. Is so difficult. I always forget to ask questions myself when I'm meeting new people. I'm like, what do I ask? I've not got a clue. And when they were doing the yawning, oh, that was so funny. I'm actually going to yawn now because yawning you can't help, and I know that feeling when you're like, I'm gonna yawn, and you've got to stop it. It is so hard. And he's like, but I can't help it, and he was putting his hands in front of his face. I was just like, that'd be so funny. I was just giggling away because I'm like, I see his point. So hard to yawn and not show that you're yawning, and while you're yawning not look like a total idiot. But it was absolutely great. I loved it. When he was getting ready for his date with Holly, yeah, it was Holly, and he was looked in the mirror and he was like, hair looking great to me. I was like, I absolutely love his hair. He looks so soft and curly, and he just seems such a nice, positive guy. And their date was so sweet when they were, I called it Skate Electrics, but they called it model sports car racing. That looked so much fun. And he was trying to ask Holly questions in the cafe, and she just didn't seem to answer them, or like in a full conversation way, and didn't ask any questions back, and it was so awkward. But it was so sweet when they were blowing the kisses to each other, like, and like catching it. It was so sweet. And when they were talking about Brighton, that broke the ice, and their second date was so much better, and I felt so upset and like sad when he asked, oh, can I give you a kiss on the cheek? No. Can I give you a hug? No. And he was so upset. I was like, oh, a little hug wouldn't have gone to, it would be so sweet. And at the end when they said Holly and Daniel are just friends for now, and I was like, but they look like such a cute couple, so I hope that they're still in contact with each other and that it does progress, or if it doesn't, I hope he finds someone that was as sweet as Holly, because like their second date seemed to go so well. And they seemed to be chatting. But on the second date, I was waiting for him to offer her some ice cream, but he didn't. But I really hope that it goes well for Daniel, because he's such a nice guy, so upbeat, so happy and positive. He seemed like a really great guy. The second person we met was Mary, and I actually really like Mary because the first thing that I thought was that she's so attractive and so beautiful and bubbly and confident, and I absolutely loved it. And I loved how when she got the profile of Jet, was it Jet? Yeah, Jet. That she asked her 16-year-old son what he thought of it, him. And yeah, I really like that because that doesn't normally happen. And her son seemed so happy that she was going on a date and really wanted her to find someone. And I loved it when she asked him, so what do you think of the way that Jet looks? And he went, he's got cool shades. I was like, yeah, he does have cool shades. But Jet was so handsome. And I absolutely loved their first date going ice skating. I love watching people go ice skating and falling over. It was absolutely hilarious. But their date seemed to go really well, and I loved how she was looking at his tattoos and get off the seat and looking at his ankles, and that he wasn't bothered by that. And it was really good to watch. And Mary like got a second date as well, which was really, really good. And I thought that they would because they seemed to get on like so well. And yeah, it made me smile watching their date because they seemed like such a cute couple, and I really hope that they're still together. I'd love to find out. Because it seemed to go really well, and I've got my fingers crossed because Mary deserves someone really nice. And I remember her saying that she'd had relationships before but she'd never experienced love, and I really want her to experience love because she looks like such an easy person to get on with, and I really hope things go well for her. The last person we met was Hayley, and she had, correct me if I say this wrong, Alpert syndrome? I'd never heard of that before. I'm not really sure what it is, and they said it was something with the bones and that, and I'd never heard of it before, so it was good to like come across something that I'd not heard of and learn about it. And she said that she used to go out wearing a baseball cap and her headphones on so she couldn't hear the horrible comments and people couldn't really see her. And I was like, that's such a shame because she's so pretty. And when she was saying about guys in high school, they would like date her just for like a bet. That is so horrible, and people can be so cruel, and I hated hearing that because I could only imagine how upsetting that would be and how it would have knocked her confidence. And I was like, maybe if her confidence hadn't been knocked, she would have been dating and things because she's so pretty and she seemed like such a nice person. So it was so sad to hear. And they're saying that she wanted what her friends have, like boyfriends and girlfriends and having kids and getting married. And I can totally relate to that because that's what I want in my life. And I remember when my friends were all dating and I wasn't, and how it really hurt me that I didn't have what they had. But she got sent the profile of a guy called Chris, and they went bowling together. Bowling I always think such a great first date. Everyone gets so competitive and it is so funny to see. But it was quite awkward, the conversation, when it just wasn't going anywhere and I was sitting there going, oh, I can't watch. But then when she said she was a nursery nurse and he was like, it's just an excuse to play with the kids' toys. I was like, yeah, it probably is. But it was such a good conversation starter, and hopefully they see each other again, and hopefully that it goes well as like for everyone, because like everyone on the show, like every single series, I'm like, they're so brilliant, and I hope it goes well for them, because everyone deserves to find someone despite of a condition they have or the way they look, because society's built us up that we have to fit in this box, and not everyone fits in that box, and it's not fair that people are like, judge people on their appearance, like, no, I don't want to be seen out with them because they're small or their face is different. And it shouldn't matter, because everyone that's been on the show, every single series, has a personality and is a great person. And I really hope that all three, Mary, Daniel and Hayley, all find love, and I can't wait for them to do a catch up with them, because I can't wait to see what happened. So the Undateables is on Channel 4 at 9 on Thursday, and I absolutely can't wait, and I hope that it'll be as good as this episode that was on just now, and absolutely cannot wait. I'll be making more notes, and hopefully I'll make them easier to read this time maybe I should do a different page for each person, or put it in different colours or something, because it was quite hard to read. But yeah, can't wait to do another review video next week. See you then. I've just made a Tumblr blog, and it's called The World Through My Eyes, and it's photographs to show how me, someone with AS, sees the world. So you can check it out. Links down here. It's theworldthroughmy-eyes.tumblr.com.